Hello everyone and welcome back to your piano lesson. If you are here for the first time, I am Gianluca, pianist, composer, piano and composition teacher. If you want to discover interesting facts about me, you can watch the introduction video of the channel. I'm leaving the link below in the description, where you will find also the link for my artistic channel in case you are interested in original music and covers. Going back to the Piano Lessons to Go channel, don't forget to subscribe and to share also with your friends if there is anybody that is interested in piano music. Let me know also about yourself when you started studying, your experience. Now time to go to our lesson. Today is time to discover a new key signature and to study the 5-finger exercise in E major on page 17 of the John Thompson Thesis Piano Course Part 4. The piano piece that you will be studying is called Dancing Fingers. I said that we are going to discover a new key signature, the key signature of E major. Let's read together page 16. E major has 4 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp and D sharp. A major, the last key signature that you discovered at the end of Thompson Part 3, had 3 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. D major, the second key signature you discovered, after a long time and very close to the end of Thompson Part 3, had 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. With just 1 sharp, we have G major. G major has been discovered in Thompson Part 2. So we have now 4 sharps. As Thompson is asking you to write the E major scale using accidentals, here, as necessary, to preserve the scale pattern. Remember that half steps occur only between the 3rd and the 4th and the 7th and the 8th degrees of the scale. All others are whole steps. The scale, the major scale, has been explained in Thompson Part 3. I hope that you have studied well that chapter. In case you haven't, I suggest you to go back and to revise that one. So you have to simply remember that in between the first and the second note we need whole step, or one tone, whole tone. Second and third whole tone, half step is in between, or semitone is between third and fourth. So what is called half step is the semitone, then whole tone, whole tone, whole tone, and again semitone in between 7th and 8th. This is the way you write down the E major key signature: F sharp first, C sharp second, G sharp third, D sharp fourth. He's asking you to copy here exactly this. In this way you get used. You have to understand, this is one of the things that I notice in all the students, even my students. The first sharp has to be half above and half below the 5th line. The second sharp has to be entirely in the 3rd space, in between the 3rd line and the 4th line. The 3rd sharp has to sit on the 5th line. You see, it's entirely on top. Obviously the legs are going underneath, are passing through the 5th line and going down. The 4th is half above and half below the 4th line. Mind the middle part, let's say the heart of the sharp, the center of the sharp, yeah? You see? It's half above and half below. You copy it here to get used. Now, what Thompson is saying here is this. It has to be read in this way. Write the E major triad. He's saying Thompson in this form. This is the form of the C major. This is C major in root position. C, E, G. First, third and 5th note of the C major scale. And then the chord. Then first inversion, you take the bottom and you push it up. You see? C, C. But the second is like the first. So you start from the second and you do E, G and you add the C. E, G and you add the C. So you take the first and you move it up. Same story here. You move now this one, that's why it's called second inversion. Second time that you invert a note. You take this one and you push it up. And you need the E now went up and you start from the G. That was the second here. You have to do the same. So once you have got the notes, you have to write down the root position of E major, like a broken chord and then like a chord. But let's mind the names. If the first is E, I'm not telling you which ones are sharp or natural, but according to the names, following the alphabet, if the first is E, the second will be called F, then G, then A, and then B. So E, G, B. We have to simply understand if any of these has to be sharpened. And you will discover by writing down. And indeed, it will be E, G, B. But you understand that one of them probably will have to be sharpened. And then the same story, you will take the E and you will push up. And then you will take the second one and push up to make the second inversion. Let's talk about now 5 fingers exercise in E major. The piano piece is dancing fingers. Thompson is saying be sure to make a distinction between the slurred groups and the staccato notes in this piece. Indeed, it's quite tricky. All the notes have to be played either slurred or staccato. The groups are sometimes 3 notes slur, sometimes 5 notes slur, like phrase marks, 5, sometimes 6. Then all the other ones are staccato. There is something quite unusual. At this moment I don't recall in which lesson has been explained. In case it has never been explained, DS al fine means dal segno al fine. What does it mean? Dal segno. So you have to go back, once you play these 2 notes, you go back to the sign, this one, and you play all the way up to the word fine. So you play the first time, the 3 lines. Once you arrive here, you go back to the beginning, but straight to the E. Because these 2 notes, the 2 notes at the end are same as these ones. So from here, from the end, you jump straight to the beginning of the first full bar. And you play up to the word fine, where there is really the end. Because fine in Italian means end, the end. I will play first at high speed and then at slower speed. Now time for me to play it very slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and... The piece itself is not complicated on the left side. Once you've learned the patterns, you have just E major chord, E, G sharp, and B, and E, A, B is the sus chord, suspended chord. So instead of the G as a middle note, we have the A. So you go all the way through. Just at the end, you have the A sharp, F, and B. But otherwise, it's always the same. Is the right hand the complicated one? Remember, drop, connect, roll. Staccato, so down on 2, on and up, all smooth. Drop on the first, connect the middle ones and roll up on the last. And same story all over the piece. Staccato, staccato. And there are just few small changes of dynamic, but they are almost impossible to reproduce today on these digital pianos. It's not that easy. So mezzo forte, a bit of crescendo, like indeed you reach a kind of forte. It's not clear if you have to go over the forte or maybe you go down again a little bit and you let the sound raise. This opening doesn't clarify that much. So it's not clear if you have to grow constantly or what. Keep maybe the tendency of opening a little bit the sound back to mezzo forte. So the dynamics are not an issue in this case. What is complicated is the fact that you have 4 sharps, 4 black keys, finally, and the alternation, consistent alternation between slurred notes and staccato notes. I don't think that there is anything else that should be mentioned today. If you have any question, obviously feel free to comment to let me know. I say constantly thanks to everybody that is subscribing to my channel. If it's the first time you're landing on my channel thanks to this video, don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next one. All the best.